Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So, I'm going to react to another fan-made Thomas story. This one is written by the Buried Truck and was adapted by Vickerstown Productions on the 11th of July last year it was. And this one is called A Brush with Fame. So I have heard of this story. I don't know the entirety of the story, but I've heard of it. I've heard of the story that the Buried Truck did, but I was waiting for someone to do an adaptation of it so I could react to it. I mean, NWR 1991 did his own adaptation of it, but obviously he doesn't want anyone reacting to his videos because he's very protective of his work, so I couldn't do that from him. So I decided, you know what, I'll just do Vickerstown Productions one, the one that he did last year. He did. So this is only my second reaction from Vickerstown Productions that I'm doing right here, because the last one I did for him was Thomas's Signal. It was. You want to see me react that out? I'll have that up in the top right corner of your screen. So this one's going to be a Thomas and Bear story. It is. It is. Obviously, we don't really see. We don't normally see much of Thomas and Bear interacting with each other. Well, apart from Defenders of Soda, of course, by I Love Trains 323. But in terms of an actual episode in the style of the Railway series or the Model series, not really seen an episode with Thomas and Bear in it. So this one should be a bit of a nice change of pace right here. Yeah. So. Yeah, let's just see what's going to happen in it. Links to the video I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into this.
A Brush with Fame. One morning, Bear arrived at the big station for his local train. A surprising sight awaited for him. Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle, surrounded by throngs of people.
Whoa.
An important-looking man spoke to Thomas, smiled, then walked away. "Who was that, Thomas?" asked Bear. "The thin clergyman's son," Thomas grunted. "He's an author too, and just released yet another book about me."
Oh, Thomas doesn't seem all too happy about Thomas doesn't seem all too happy about that. But I guess it's kind of a little bit of a nod to the time where the writers, since Thomas was the star of his own TV series.
"He's an author too, and just released yet another book about me." "You almost sound displeased," chuckled Bear. "I am. All he ever writes about are my misfortunes. The Fat Controller has me running excursions to celebrate the book's release, but the passengers won't stop talking about my blunders. I have triumphs too, you know." "Follies make good fables, I suppose."
He was just close to writers just wanted more Thomas, and he kind of got on.
Not all engines get books written about
his
them.
nerve right there.
You're lucky. Everyone knows who you are. Bear sighed. "I often think no one knows who I am. I'm grateful for the life I have, but sometimes I feel like wallpaper compared to the rest of you.
Oh.
I never even met the thin clergyman's son. I suppose some engines are just more inspirational."
The clergyman's son is obviously Christopher Audrey.
He watched Bear go, but he knew what he had to do. "Please, sir, Bear deserves a book of his own. I'm sure your readers are eager to hear more about him." "I'd love to write about Bear, Thomas, but at the mercy of the publishers. They want stories focused on you. I've tried to write about other engines, but without your involvement, the publishers won't even entertain the idea. My hands are unfortunately tied."
That's one of the things that Christopher had. Issues Christopher had.
Away,
One hand was tied.
a cheeky grin spread across
Oh,
Thomas's face.
look at Thomas's cheeky grin. Oh, and that's literally a combination. That's literally the Sodal Workshops Thomas model that Vickerstown Productions has used in this video. He's using that, and he's basically done an edited face he has right there. Basically with Thomas's annoyed face, but his smile right there combined to make one unique face mask right there.
Story, with my involvement to boot. The excursion trains started from the big station.
Okay.
Thomas pulled Annie and Clarabelle along the main line, then up to his branch line once they reached the junction.
Oh, so up the main line and then from
After
Elsbridge
tea and
onwards.
refreshments at Farquhar, Thomas brought the passengers back to the big station. All the way, the author would give speeches about his books. But because the train started from the big station, Thomas slept at Tidmouth with the big engines.
Oh, that's true that since it starts at the big station.
When he returned that evening, he saw Bear asleep in a lonely corner of the shed. Don't worry, Bear. Tomorrow, your wish will come true. They want to do what? Thomas's driver asked the next morning.
Ooh.
It's a special event, Thomas stammered. The author needs material for his next book, and that is, the Fat Controller, had the idea to stage a mishap. I'll leave with the wrong coaches, and Bear will chase after me with Annie and Clarabelle. The visitors will get to be a part of an actual story. Riveting stuff. Takes all kinds, I suppose, muttered the driver.
They've agreed to it.
Everyone was surprised when Thomas arrived at the platform with different coaches. Thomas? Where are Annie and Clarabelle? Oh, there was a problem with Henrietta's brakes. Toby needed them to take the workmen to the quarry, but we'll meet them at the junction. I didn't see Toby this morning, though, said the author, confused. Oh, well, he was probably here and gone in a flash. Quick for his age, that's our Toby. Come now, please climb aboard.
Just another one of Thomas's cheeky pranks, but doing it for the better.
There was no time to question further, so the passengers got in. The guard blew his whistle, and Thomas scuttled away, immensely pleased with himself.
It's working so good so far.
Not long after, Bear came looking for his coaches. He was surprised to see Annie and Clarabelle. What are you two still doing here? Where's Thomas? We're wondering the same thing, fussed Annie.
Worry no wonder. I know where he is. Bear, please take Annie, Clarabelle and I to the junction. It seems Thomas fancies himself an author.
At the junction, Thomas was swarmed by angry passengers.
We paid for a ticket with Thomas and his coaches. Where are they?
Contrary to what you've been told, I don't know, replied Toby, glaring at a blushing Thomas. So, said the author, Henrietta's brakes are in fine form, sir, replied Henrietta. Unless
Toby
Thomas
isn't
knows
happy.
something I don't.
Oh.
Well, you see, a horn echoed in the distance. There was Bear rumbling down the line with Annie and Clarabelle in tow. The passengers cheered as he drew up to the platform. I think you forgot something, Thomas. Yes, came a stern voice.
The coaches and your common sense. What do you have to say for yourself?
Thomas sighed and explained his conversation with Bear and the author. I thought, sir, if I could bring Bear to the author, sir, well, the author might bring Bear into his book, sir.
I appreciate your feelings, Thomas,
replied the Fat Controller.
But need I remind you, we are a real railway that runs on timetables, not tall tales. Such as tricks on the main line are unacceptable. It's clear you cannot be trusted to run these trains.
Pardon me, sir. said the author. But without Thomas, how will the passengers get to the junction?
Hold on, who's this?
Interjected one of the visitors, pointing at Bear.
It's
I haven't
Bear.
seen him in this book, said another, thumbing the pages furiously. The fat controller turned to the author, smiled broadly.
I have just the ticket.
The next morning, the visitors were thrilled to see Bear arriving at the platform. And they didn't even notice Thomas, who had been relegated to shunting, pushing Annie and Clarabelle behind him. Nice to relive the old days, isn't it? Thomas harumphed and said nothing.
Oh.
The author had difficulty
Bear
talking
pulling
about
Annie
his
and
new
Clarabelle,
book,
a sight
for
I thought I'd
everyone
never
just
see.
wanted to know about the new diesel. The guard had to shoo them into Henrietta when they met Toby at the junction. Well, Bear, chuckled the author, you might get your book sooner than you think. My publishers will
Yay.
certainly be hearing about you. Bad luck for Thomas, though, smiled Bear. He was tired of you detailing his misfortunes, but dare I say he's written his own fate.
Yep, he definitely has, and you got Ginty laughing right there. Oh, oh wow. Oh, so Thomas had a slight mishap, but he helped Bear in the end. He helped Bear get recognized, and unfortunately, he did it in the unexpected. He did it in quite an unexpected way right there. Unfortunately, I guess for him the only downside is that now everyone's heard about it and won't stop teasing him about it. You live and learn, Thomas. You live and learn. You live and learn. You live and learn. But yeah, it was very, very nice to have a Thomas and Bear story. We don't normally see Thomas and Bear interact with each other. So Thomas did a mishap, but he did it to help a friend he did. It was done out of out of him wanting to help someone and not his usual cheekiness. Yes. Yes, and well, he was no so but not only that, but Thomas cost himself pretty much nearly a week on his branch line he did by being neglected to shunting in the yard. So maybe that was what was unhappy with Thomas was unhappy with right there. But let's be fair, you did help Bear in the end, Thomas. So I don't know why you're really sulking, in all honesty. But maybe because you've been neglected to start shunting, that's why. But I've been wanting to react to a Train's adaptation story for quite some time. Glad I found the right one. Really enjoyed it. Really nice to see Thomas and Bear interact with each other. And yeah, all I gotta say. If you want to check out my previous Thomas reactions whenever it's an audio story or a Train's adaptation, I will have a playlist up in the top right corner of your screen right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below where you thought this fan-made story I reacted to. Also let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. I think Mike the Barry Truck did a pretty good job writing the story he did. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Links to both of them will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified when I upload new videos or when I post in the community tab, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!